Good afternoon everyone, welcome to the farm show. My name is Bryce, this is Darren, up on the horse. We'll be your host of the show this afternoon. Our horse's name is Sam, and this is Arthur. Now we do have some activities during the show this afternoon, some things we might like to try. Cracking a stock whip. Someone can have a go at cracking the whip, just the adults for that one, and then towards the end of the show we all get the chance to milk a cow. By hand of course. A bit later on I'll also show you how we shear a sheep. I don't need to move the sheep, so they're inside the shed. We're going to move our sheep. This is called mustering, and we do this with special sheep dogs, especially bred for working sheep. The dogs that we use are Australian Kelpies. And Arthur here is one of our Kelpies. Kelpies just like Arthur, they've been bred to work sheep for nearly 200 years. It is now bred into the dogs. It becomes instinctive in them as a very young dog to work the sheep. Arthur himself is about 4.5 years old, so that's about 32 years old in human years. Still quite a young dog in his prime. So I'm going to take him out the back and move the sheep around a bit. They're just there, and then we'll get the sheep brought up into the shed. So during the mustering, the stockman, that's me, I control the dog. He controls the sheep for us. 3 main commands we use. Round, we'll send him to the left of the sheep. Back, we'll send him to the right side. And stay, that'll make him stay where he is until he gets another command. So you will see the sheep moving away from the dog here, and just by controlling the dog we can control the sheep and move them into the shed wherever we like. Alright, come with me mate, come here on, yeah, come in. Alright, sit. Round, round. Sit him round the sheep there, round. Oh. Go back, go back. Go back, go back. Boy, try and get a move of course. Go back, go back. There we go. He's going pretty wide. Good boy, bring him up. Push him up. Push him up. So just by controlling the dog there. Move the sheep, so we'll keep moving around a bit. Push him up, push him up. Push him up. Good boy. Go round, 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 round. Good boy. And we'll stay there. 3. Now this time we're going to bring all the way up into the shed. You can see there, just by controlling the dog, we can control the sheep. Bring them up, mate. This time we're coming all the way up. So into the shed we come. Push them in. Boy. Bring these couple back. And there we go. Sheep are in the shed so the job's done. So now we always finish by giving the dogs a good pat. Say good boy Arthur, that lets them know that we're happy with the job they've done. Good boy mate, but then it also spuds him off. It lets him know that he's not needed anymore. His job's done and he's free to go. Away you go bud, off you go. Off you go. And away he goes. Good boy Arthur. Now you guys must be wondering what the horse is doing out the back.
Yeah.
Not much really. The mustering was done entirely by the dog, but the purpose of the horse, you can probably guess, that's to provide transport for the stockman or the stockwoman, carries us along, keeps us close to all the sheep and the dogs, so then we're always in control of the mustering. Now these ones here, these are the female sheep. They're called ewes. Females are called ewes, and we've got some boys here as well. They're called rams. I'll introduce some of the rams to you now. Pete in front, Trev behind him. Pete and Trev are our rams. They're merino rams. Only you keep the rams for breeding purposes, breeding where they use their, of course, making more sheep. So that's Pete and Trev, the big boys. Yeah, morning and afternoon tea. The stockman loves to stop while he's out mustering all day. Stop to have some morning tea, the traditional tea the stockman has. He calls it billy tea. And it's only called billy tea because it's brewed inside a billy here. This is what we call a billy, so it doesn't matter what type of tea we throw inside. We're always going to call it billy tea. So we've got the fire on the ground. The billy, full of water, goes straight into the fire. We wait for a while, wait for that water to boil, then once the water's boiling, we'll throw in a big handful of tea leaves straight into the top of the billy. Then we'll pick it up straight away, hold it nice and tight, and then give it a big swing. All the way around inside this, swinging the billy, it is a famous Australian tradition, but there is a practical reason why we do it. When we swing the billy around, it's forcing the tea leaves from the top down through the water, then they sit down at the bottom, same force keeping the water inside. So once we have all the tea leaves down here, it's a clean cup of tea we get much quicker from up the top. Good reason for us to swing the billy around. And there is no tricks, just in case you were wondering, it's full of water. So now it's pretty easy, we need one of our visitors to come down, and it's always at the front. Come on down, sir, it's pretty heavy. Yes, come on down, come and swing the billy. Down he comes. Now it's quite easy, nothing bad should happen here. It's about a quarter full of water. Come over this side now, you nice and tight. You keep your arms straight and you just give it a big swing. 3 or 4 times, pretty easy. This is Albert, and he's the judge of the billy swinging. He sits there every day, watches everybody swing the billy, and he saw you doing it, and he was saying, very good. Give you a big clap, well done. He's our youngest dog, he's just over 12 months old, still a puppy. Black and tan, Australian puppy. He's a handful at the moment, he's still training to be a sheepdog. Not too much longer, he'll be out the back. Now I'm going to get these sheep moved into the catching pen. That's where we catch the sheep, bring it out through here. Shoot the sheep out here, and of course we always use our dogs. This time we're using old man Rusty to give us a hand. Come on Rusty, come on buddy. Now Rusty's our oldest dog, he's almost 10 years old. Come on mate. So to give Rusty a hand, we're going to bring out his son, Arthur. We've already met Arthur. He was out the back doing the mustering. Arthur, come on. Come on. So we'll get Arthur and Rusty here to move the sheep for me into the catching pen. You ready boys? Round you go. Round. Around the dogs go, the sheep they'll always move away from the dogs, simple as that. Pretty easy, as long as the dogs are in the right position, the dogs do most of the work for us. Right here Rusty, now we always need to give our dogs a good pat when we finish the mustering. Arthur didn't wait for his pat. Off you go Arthur, he's already had a pat he said, but old man Rusty, he can go through the gate, he can't jump anymore. Off he goes. No! Now this is the shearing clamp, the equipment we use when we shear the sheep. So I'll just switch on the electric motor, that provides all the power. So once I pull it into gear, it starts driving through that flexible shaft there inside that tube, all the way down to the bottom to the tool we call the handpiece. 2 blades the handpiece has. There's a fixed blade on the bottom called a comb. That one combs through the wool. A smaller blade on top, that's called a cutter. That one cuts the wool off. The cutter moves back and forth very, very fast. So it's very fast, very sharp, very noisy, and can be quite dangerous. So this is the modern way we shear our sheep, with the shearing clamp, the handpiece. Being the modern way, it's the easy way a long time ago. It wasn't very easy at all. All the sheep in Australia about 100 years ago had to be shorn by hand just using the shears. 70 million sheep there were back then, and they all needed to be shorn just by hand. So 10 hours a day the shearers would work for, they could each shear about 70 to 80 sheep. Much easier today, we can now shear 150 up to 200 sheep in a single day. Makes it a lot easier these days for the shearer. And then something else makes things a lot easier as well. This was invented by a shearer. He had a very bad back. He couldn't shear sheep anymore, and how do you think he got the bad back in the first place? Shearing sheep, bending over, that's right. So to make it easier for me, am I going to put a sheep in here, do you think? No, this one's for me. The shearer jumps inside here, and when I bend down the shearing position, the springs up the top there, they're supporting about half of my body weight, and that does take quite a lot of strain off my back. Well, I'll grab a sheep out now and show you how we shear it. I'll hand you over to Darren to explain what happens during the shearing.
the shearer catches the sheep, the first thing he does, he turns it upside down. Very quickly, this gets the sheep off its feet. And once it's off its feet, it's under control and it can't get away. Now the shearer starts the shearing by removing the belly wool first, and when the belly wool's been shorn off, it's kept separate from the rest of the wool. The reason for this is because the belly wool needs a different processing from the other wool. When the sheep lies down on its belly, it picks up a lot of rubbish from the ground, mainly vegetable matter, grass seed, furs and prickles, which are hard to remove from the wool. In a commercial shearing shed, there will be more than one shearer, usually 4 or 5 working together, and we call them a team of shearers. They'll start working at 7:30 in the morning, they'll work for 2 hours, they'll stop now, they'll have a break, a cup of tea, and then they'll work for another 2 hours, and so on throughout the day, or an 8-hour day. Up onto the head now, when the shearer shears around the sheep's head, she has to be very careful with the eyes and ears. Now the neck is the most difficult part of the sheep to shear. As you can see there, the handpiece goes underneath the wool and the shearer has to feel for the skin before he can open out the wool to see where it's going. In Australia, we shear mainly merino sheep. That's the breed of the sheep. And merino sheep is very wrinkly. They have a lot of loose skin all over their bodies, but especially around the neck. You might like to think of shearing as just the same as having your hair cut. When you have your hair cut, it doesn't hurt. You look neat and tidy for a while, but before long you need to cut again. It's the same for the sheep, except that we only shear the sheep once a year. Now this part of the shearing is called the long blow, the blow being the stroke of the handpiece. The longest blow that a shearer does on a sheep, from one end of the sheep right through to the other, so the shearer can take a lot of wool off very quickly when he does the long blow. A typical sheep farm in Australia has about 5,000 sheep, and shearers work in teams, and these teams will travel from one sheep farm to another, and once they're at the farm they'll stay there until all the sheep have been shorn, and then they'll move on to the next farm and shear all their sheep. Now this last side of the sheep is called the whipping side. It's called this because it is the fastest side to shear. Having already shorn off most of the wool, all the shearer has to do now is quickly whip down this last side so you can finish that sheep, get out another one and shear as many sheep as you can in the day. A shearer will be paid about $3.20 for every sheep that he shears. That doesn't sound like much, but because they can shear 150 to 200 sheep a day, or even more, they're making quite a bit of money. And now we have a lovely clean short sheep. Good job, Bryce. Let's give him a clap.
Now, in the wool of the sheep, there's a natural grease called lanolin. You may have all heard of lanolin. A lot of ladies' cosmetics and skincare products are made out of lanolin. Very good for our skin. It's also good for the sheep itself. So now I've just shorn the sheep, she now produces a large amount of this lanolin, covers the whole body of the sheep in that grease. And that grease protects the sheep from the weather, keeps them dry and warm, and we can then put the sheep straight back outside immediately after we shear them, at any time of the year, even in the winter. The sheep don't suffer at all. So just rubbing my hands now, all over the freshly cut wool there on the back of the sheep. And you'll see the lanolin all over my hands. It's very greasy, I can certainly feel it. So after the show, the sheep's back over here in the catching pen, and you can go over there if you like and rub the sheep just like I did. Rub your hands all over her back, rub your hands all over your face, and you'll have lovely soft skin too. But you'll just smell terrible. Really quite bad, but you will have lovely soft skin. Alright, now we're left here with a pile of wool. This pile of wool we call a fleece of wool. Now there are workers in a shearing shed, and they're called rouseabouts. One of the rouseabouts pick up the fleece, throw it out onto a wool table. We don't have a wool table here. I'll just throw this one onto the floor in front of us, just so we can see it a bit better. So now you see the technique of shearing. Gets all of the wool off, joined together, still in one piece, just like a big rug. Just want to spread that out a bit there for you. Now it's very important now that we've thrown out the fleece, all of the short wool from on the legs, all the dirty, greasy wool from under the legs, it all comes out to the edges of the fleece. And we need to remove all that dirty wool, and we call this process skirting the fleece. So down here is the back legs. Starting down here, we're removing all the dirty stuff.
Go in the car.
Right from the edge. Up to the front legs here, same thing. Some dirty wool, and then there's also some shorter wool up around the neck we take off. So the reason we're doing this improves the value of the fleece, because these pieces are less valuable than the main fleece wool. We call these pieces. Now Australia, we have some of the best quality and the finest wool in the world. So that beautiful fleece wool right there in front of us, and end up getting made into all our men's suits, ladies' jackets, evening dresses, all the expensive ones. There's about 5 kilos of wool there. So that's what a sheep produces every year, about 5 kilos. And enough wool here, in that 5 kilos, to make 3 complete men's suits. All out of this one fleece. Now you go to the shop to buy those suits, that'll cost you over $1,000. The value of this fleece is about $40. That's what a farmer gets for a fleece of wool, about $40. So into the wool press we go now. This is the wool press right here. 40 to 50 fleeces will get put inside, then they get pressed down very, very tight using that machine at the back. So then out comes a bale of wool, just like you see over here. Most of Australia's wool, it does get exported to many different countries, but does anyone know the main country we export our wool to? China, that's right. China, of course. So the belly's there, and the pieces we took off before, they get made into our woolly socks, our woolly jumpers, blankets for the bed, things like that. And then all these bits here that are left over, these are called locks, and locks get mixed together and made into felt material. Now, of course, we've all heard of felt material. We've got one example here. This is an old hat made from pure Australian merino wool. I'm sure you can think of many other things made from felt. Now, when we're out mustering our sheep, we're going to be using the Australian stock whip. When we crack the whip, this makes a very loud bang, and that bang gets the attention of the sheep. So this is the purpose of the whip. We don't hit any of the animals with the whip, of course. Now I'm about to show you how to crack the whip, and it's going to be a bit loud. I want to cover some little ears, so here we go. This is how we crack the whip. Now remember, when we're cracking the whip, we are riding on our horse. We don't want to hit the horse with our whip. So now I'll show you 2 methods to make sure we don't hit the horse. And the first one we do is the same, so we go nice and high, straight over the horse's head when we're riding along. And the other one we do is straight up and down alongside the horse this way, straight up and down, just like that. But now I'll do it one more time. I'll do it slowly this time, there'll be no more sound. And you can see what happens to make the wood crack. No more sound this time. So around we go, slowly, this is forwards. We go a few times around, and then we change directions and go back. A little bit of sound. So when we change directions, that creates a loop. That loop, you see, rolls all the way out to the end of the whip like a wave, just like that. And then when it gets to here, it flicks the end over faster than the speed of sound. That piece there, called the cracker, that breaks the sound barrier when it flicks over. It's actually a sonic boom that we're hearing. So there you go. Who wants to come down and have a crack? Just for the adults, this one. Sorry, guys. Anybody want to come down? Come. Thank you. Yes, this one. Come on down, sir. Have you done it before? No. Excellent. So the first thing we do before anyone attempts to crack the whip, we chuck the hat on. Very important that we must be wearing a stockman's hat. Why do you think we have to wear the hat? Protection. It's for the photos. That's all it's for. Now jump in a circle for me. Alright, stay there. This is forward. So you left or right? Right, so this is forwards. So what we're doing is we go around a few times and then we come back the opposite way. Around, back. Alright? Wheels. That's it. And then back this way. Hey, that's actually not too bad. Now try again for me and go a bit faster. And really follow through back this way. A bit faster. That's better. It's actually pretty close. You're sort of going forwards. Come back this way. And use your full arm when you go around like this big arm. You're doing really well. That's better. Oh, just about ahead of there. Keep going, you're very close. You're going to get a good one. You're coming up a bit too far. Now you're going to come somewhere in between. Come back down this way. I can tell he's going to get it though. Now what you're doing there is you're slowing down too much, so you get around and then you're stopping. So don't stop, go around, straight back through. Keep going, you're going to get it, it's going to be loud. He's got the right technique. So get that arm out the front, big arm. Here we go. There, that's better. You got the forward part good. So when you go all the way across your body, then you come back through. You've got the right timing. There we go. Yeah, very well, sir. Thank you very much. I'll take the hat back. Anyone else? Chuck it on. Have you done it before, no? A little one. Alright, so where are you going to stay right there for me? See how you go. Not too bad, but you still went over. You're going to come back underneath a little bit more. Very nice, sir. Great job, everyone. Well, now it's time to milk the cow, so we'll bring the cow out to milk the cow. There she comes. There she is. And our cow's name is? It's Maddie. Brenda's retired. So Maddie here, she's a Jersey cow, especially bred to produce milk. 25 to 30 litres a day, that's what the Jersey cows will produce. Filling up this 20 litre bucket right there every day. Now she's got 4 teats. So to milk the cow by hand, just imagine my thumb's one of the teats. Full of milk, we need to grab the teat right at the top to trap the milk off. Trap first and squeeze. Trap up the top and then squeeze. Trap and squeeze, but we need to trap first. If you squeeze without trapping, the milk goes back up inside and we want the milk to come down and out. But now it's time for a surprise for the kids this time. So now I need all the kids' hands up. I need 6 helpers, so everybody wait. Everybody wait until I pick 6. We've got 1 down here. Come on down. Alright, who else we got from the public? Do you want to come down? Yep. Alright, there we go. That's 2. 3. Alright, now we'll start picking the other ones. Come on down, buddy. This one in the middle, yes. This one. And this one actually, the answer China. Come on down. And there we go. The girl, yep. There we go, perfect. Alright, so come on down, guys. Come sit down. Squeeze in amongst there. Might get you to punch over a bit, bud. There we go. Alright. Pretty easy this one, hold on nice and tight. And when I say go, we're going to have a race to feed, to finish the milk. Don't squeeze it out yet. We're going to have a race. Hold it nice and tight with 2 hands. Just hold it tight like this. That's it. Perfect. And don't start yet. Are you ready? Ready? Alright. We can't squeeze the bubbles. That's 4 hands. See ya. That one's yours, mate. Swap over. You want some bubble for me? Alright, now we've got them going. So as long as the milk's up nice and high, let them drink it at their own pace, we don't need to squeeze it. Oops. Yeah. A little bit higher like that. Oh, well done. So these little guys are about 4.5, 5 weeks old. Here we go, a bit higher. One at the end there's close. Doing a good job, guys. It does take a long time. They're only little, 4 or 5 weeks old. Good job. Who's next? The couple in the middle are done. A little bit left. This little guy's last. Just about there, tails wagging. Looks like it's close enough. Good job, guys. Have a big clap for all them, please. Thank you very much, guys. You can back to your seats. Thank you. Sorry about your dress. Alright. Well, now I'm going to invite everybody to come over this way in a moment to line up and have a go at milking the cow. Everybody wait. Then that's the end of the show, guys. So thank you very much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day. And what I might get is just the public to come through first, line up around the corner, before we let the camp group come through. We'll just whip the public through.